Movie critic. The Golden Globes are this weekend. St. Louis actors are everywhere. Good morning, David Blaustein.
Morning, McGraw. How are you?
We are
and
great.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Yes.
It's been a couple weeks. I need a David Blaustein fix. Now, this movie we're going to talk about, Hidden Figures. Is this technically a 2016 movie, so it's up for Oscar contention?
Yes, it is. It came out in limited release to qualify for award season. And I think that Taraji P. Henson, I would love to see her get recognized for this role because she is brilliant in this movie. And this is about three black women who were integral to the space program in the 60s, and maybe most notably for John Glenn's space mission when he orbited Earth. And it's a really well-done story that I highly recommend. And I think a lot of people should see. It's an important piece of history, and it's emotional, and it's inspiring, and great performances all around.
Looks fantastic. Now, it seems like this is the trend, sort of limited release in December, and then have the movie hit in January. Is that a strategy?
Well, that's been going on for a long time now, and I think maybe the Weinsteins probably were the first people to really do that, because what it does, if it works out, it really cuts down on your marketing budget because you build up award season buzz. And when things get nominated, it's a lot of free publicity for your movie. It's actually millions of dollars worth of publicity, especially if your movie winds up winning. So I think the strategy here was to build up an awards campaign and some chatter at the end of the year. And, this way they don't have to spend as much money on the marketing and advertising. But that's been a strategy that Hollywood's been employing for a little while now, and sometimes it works out really well, and sometimes it doesn't.
All right, so Hidden Figures, how many stars are you giving it?
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Okay, good. Beautiful. That looks like a great movie, along with Kevin Costner. All right, what's this other one? A Monster Calls. What's that one?
A Monster Calls is sort of a really terrific tale, and it's very emotional. It's about a young boy in England who's dealing with a terrible situation. His mother is dying of cancer. His mother's played by Felicity Jones. A lot of people know her from Rogue One. Other people know her from The Theory of Everything. Clearly, Rogue One is a huge hit right now. But there's some incredible acting on her part going on, and there's this kid in the movie who plays Connor, the main character, who is just lights out amazing. And he relies on his imagination, more or less, although I don't think he really knows that he's doing that, to get him through this terrible situation. And he has what's called a yew tree a couple of hundred yards from his window that overlooks a cemetery. It's very gothic and very dark. And this yew tree suddenly comes alive and comes for him. The yew tree destroys everything in its path, but the yew tree doesn't want to destroy Connor. He wants to tell Connor 3 stories, and at the end of the 3 stories, he wants Connor to tell him a story, his truth. And again, it's very emotional, it's manipulative, but it's very well done. Sigourney Weaver's also in this. She plays Connor's grandmother, British accent and all. And it's a movie that I really love. This one's also 4 out of 5 stars.
All right, good. So we got a good couple of options this weekend. Now, the Golden Globes are coming out. Are you on board with everybody else that this Is Us TV show is one of the best that's come along in a while?
This Is Us is a terrific show. I don't watch it every week. I've only seen the first episode. It was very moving. I'm compelled to watch more when I have more time. I get to watch things that are assigned to me, and then the only other way I can watch something is if my wife watches it with me, or else I get into big trouble. So that has not been something I've been able to get her into yet. But yeah, it's a great show. And, the thing about the Golden Globes, though, is more people are really paying attention to the Golden Globes for the movies. It's pretty good for TV for sure, because it does a good job of shining a spotlight on shows that people aren't otherwise paying attention to in the mainstream. And, I feel like the best TV series, musical or comedy, might wind up going to the show Atlanta, which is a terrific comedy, which I think more people need to see. But, to me, I feel like the Golden Globes, they're very hard to predict when it comes to TV. A little easier to predict when it comes to movies because they're also the Hollywood Foreign Press Association is enamored with celebrity. And, you look at some of the choices, and La La Land, to me, is a no-brainer for them. I mean, I think that's going to win Best Picture at the Oscars anyway, but you got Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, who are two of the biggest stars in Hollywood right now. And it's a leading Oscar contender. There are two movie categories. There's musical or comedy, and then there's drama. And that will probably go to Moonlight. Manchester by the Sea has a pretty decent shot as well. But, to me, the two leading movies for Best Picture at the Oscars right now are Moonlight and La La Land.
By the way, the hottest actor in America has got to be St. Louis's own Sterling K. Brown.
Sterling K. Brown is terrific, obviously, and he's having a moment. He won the Emmy. So, I mean, he has is he nominated? He must be nominated,
yeah,
right?
he's nominated. And then Willie told me he was just picked to be a superhero.
He was just picked up by Black Panther.
Black Panther. So there you go.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could see
I don't know,
he dominated the O.J. Simpson miniseries. I mean, he stood out. Like, he just sears off the screen. You immediately pay attention to him as soon as he opens up his mouth. He's one of those actors, and I think he's going to have a very good career. David
Blaustein, you're going to have a good career too. Good luck to your Cowboys. Are they playing this weekend
no,
or next weekend?
No, they're not playing this weekend. They were bye.
That's
they
right.
were the best team in the NFC.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I forgot that. Yes. David Blaustein, Happy New Year. Talk to you next week.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Bye.
ABC News movie critic David Blaustein here on the Big 550 KTRS. We go from David Blaustein to Stuart